Hello, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, kids of all ages. I am a million, and it has been a long time. It has been a long time, but it's been about a year since we last really got to see properly this world, my Divine Journey 2 world. And, well, I'm recording this at about 2 a.m. on the 31st. So I think it is a perfect time to show the entire world around again. Now, when I last showed this world at the end of 2023, I was at. I just opened up chapter 17, I believe. Yeah? Yeah, I think I just opened up chapter 17. I was making the runic altar. I think I was working on the. Yeah, I think I was here. I was getting Electro Chain. That was the coolest thing I had. I wasn't quite complete with the chapter. Didn't have the Shagrath key, but I was pretty close. And now, I've only gone forward about 6 or so chapters, kind of 6, 7. Uh, but oh my lord, the progress I made has been immense. This is gonna be a real fun toy. I'm gonna have so much fun because there is so much more stuff, so much more complexities, and it looks so much cooler. So let's get into it. So starting back off right over here, first we have our main core area. The main core area hasn't really changed much. Uh, at least the Twilight Forest area hasn't gone through many changes. Uh, I need to put a cable facade there. I think I accidentally vein mined that area a while ago, and I just never properly repaired it because I'm a doofus like that. Boop. There we go. Alright, yeah. So the Twilight Forest area hasn't actually changed much. There's been more cables added, more cables, more quantum rings, but there's not anything that's really been changed. Uh, but there's a few more things in the Twilight Forest. One thing, I think I added a few more Ender alternators for the Ender crafting. We don't use this much anymore, except for, I guess, putting in a bunch of seeds and just having them work. Putting in a bunch of like tier 1 seeds and just having them make up. Yeah, that stuff. I was using this a while ago to get enchanted stuff. But I mean, we have the terminals here. This one isn't even hooked up. The Ascension terminal here. Yeah, nothing. There's nothing on it. There is a way for this to show the Ascension that I have later, but it's expensive and I don't want to do it because I'm bored. I don't want to do that because I need to be really bored to hook it up. But then there's also this, which is my kind of teleporter tower. I don't even use it much since the portable teleporter is so good. But, oh, there we go. It was being a bit slow. But, yeah, I have all the things here. Every single teleporter I use, it's located here. I'm going to be using it to navigate around here, too. Blood magic, lower overworld, main base, all these things. There's one more thing in the Twilight Forest that I do want in the in my main base that I do want to show, and that's Lightning Craft. Lightning Craft, it's really not a mod that you use much, so I just have 8 Lightning Craft infusion matrices, just in case, for all the automation for Lightning Craft stuff. I only really need 8. In fact, I don't even know if I'll need 8. The 2 other things I know I'm going to need to put here is Ichor, which is... Honestly, I could probably start making Ichor now. It's not hard. Ichor, and then Mystic Ingots. But after that, I really don't know if I need to use this thing for anymore. The ensorcelled cores would be nice, I guess, and the other one I was thinking of was... Uh, was that it? Just ensorcelled cores? Hold on. Oh, ensorcelled cores, superium ingots, and I think that might be it. Either way, I really don't know if I'm gonna need those ones. I might have one for the ensorcelled cores, maybe. But I know I'm gonna need Ichor and Mystic Ingots soon. But I can actually probably get Mystic Ingots and Ichor running. The issue with that is that Mystic Ingots take Demon Stone, and that stuff is pretty difficult to get. Namely, the Demonic Elixir is just a pain. It's a huge pain. But I should be able to get that sorted out soon enough, I guess. Alright, so that's pretty much all that's for the actual Twilight Forest area. I should also talk about the, my armor and stuff. I think this is the same. No, it's different. I leveled it up one tier. Ender armor up to stellar armor, since stellar armor took Heaven Extract. But I have stellar armor, and for a while, in fact, until about 2 days ago, I was using the same, what is it? The same jetpack. Jet plate. I think it might be in my backpack. Yeah, the same jet plate that I was using all these other times. However, I have replaced it with a VCO-attuned Mantle of the Stars. VCO? Yeah, VCO-attuned. Which grants me creative flight. I don't even really need the Angel Ring. I could get the Angel Ring. The thing is that I really don't like getting the stun things for it. And also, Rainbow Tablets is eh. That it's probably just, it feels like just a waste of time for me, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna make it at some point. I'm definitely gonna make it at some point. I need 100% completion, but yeah, that's about it. I have creative flight though, so I don't really mind. And I'm also super speedy, and I think it's pretty obvious though. I have a crap ton of hearts. I think it's like 70 hearts I have, something like that. The reason why I have a crap ton of hearts is, one, I have a green heart tier heart amulet. Still need blue heart tier. Yeah, so I have 10, 10, 10. So that's already 30 hearts there. But also, I have Astral Sorcery perks. There we go. And I have a lot of them. Max perk level in this is 100. So I have like insane attack speed. So I think, yeah, this is basically spammable. I did not actually really look at that much. What is it? Very fast movement speed, maximum life 52. Okay, so I can actually add 30 to that because it doesn't take into account the Bobbly Heart Casters. So I have 82 hearts, just pretty normal. Yeah, elemental resistances, effectiveness of perks, dodge chance. It's kind of insane what I have. Here's my reach is way further. I think actually that only applies to swords. And yeah, Astral Sorcery perks are very fun. Alright. I think I should probably end up soon upgrading my sword. I've had this one for a while. Mortem Blade is fine. I want something better though. I just haven't done it because I haven't done a lot of fighting. But because I'm probably going to be taking care of the Chaos Dragon soon after Chapter 24, and we're going to get to Chapter 25 where we get all the Draconic stuff done, I'm probably going to need a better sword and maybe even a better laser gun for that. Alright. Next, let's go back to the overworld. I have not changed the overworld much, thankfully. This is probably going to be a pretty short tour, at least of the overworld. I have more ingots in this, like, drawer facility. Luckily, I filled out the bottom section entirely with compacting drawers, thank God. That thing was looking terrible. I I haven't filled out any of the other ones, unfortunately. So they still kind of look like crap. But that's fine. I don't really go upstairs much in this area. And I have a lot of stuff, by the way. I have 500,000 redstone, 4 million coal, 1.5 million iron. We'll see where I'm getting all that stuff from. Soon. Soon. But really, the upper overworld has remained mostly the same. In fact, these two areas are entirely identical. I think the only thing that's been added to this area is a nightmare bed. Oh, and I replaced this biodiesel generator because I don't need it anymore with just conduit leading to these two things: Anime, energized osmium, and energized Certus quartz. That's basically everything that I've done in this area. And I made a nightmare bed for Vithia. But really, it's not all identical, but the stuff that I did change is so minuscule. Like, I tore out the farm and replaced it with export buses from my seeds area. That's not really super important. Actually, yeah, the mechanism area did, however, go through a few upgrades, I think. I don't remember a lot of the stuff that I did this year, or, like, the differences between it and last year, but I'm pretty sure there is some new stuff in the mechanism area. It's 3 floors now. We got this area, which is basically redundant. Okay, I just got teleported. These things are the only things I use anymore. I don't use any of these things anymore because I've automated everything for them. We'll get to the automation area soon. Maybe. Down here, we got the same... I think this is the same setup as there last time. The thermal conduction, the thermal evaporation towers, the boiler, this thing for making steaming Restonia, these things making one of each of the gases, this thing for industrial leather, this thing for lithium. And then down here is the slightly more interesting area. This is for making iron and tin clumps for the blood magic catalysts. I'm not going to get super in-depth onto how all that stuff works, but just know that, yeah, these things need iron and tin stuff for catalysts. Yeah, I just needed it. Salt, HDPE, and what was this one? Nothing. This thing is not used. Well, this thing's used for the HDPE. I think that's it. A lot of this area is just automation stuff. Stuff that I need. How much brine do I have? 623 million buckets? As you do. Yeah. This area, I probably won't need to add another thing to it. I don't think I will. Lithium, brine, steaming Restonia. I might increase my steaming Restonia stockpile, but that's about it. I didn't use HDPE for much. The thing that I had to use HDPE for, the thing I actually set up this automation for was for red plastic, since I used that for blank seals. That's slick plastic. Since we use it for blank seals, you need red plastic. But I later realized that we needed it for glass lenses. But, I mean, I already had it, so I didn't really care. It was just as easy as it was before. Which means I can probably tear out these water wheels, but I don't know. They look nice. Oh, right. There is one new thing here, and that is the, that I tore out these coke ovens and replaced it with, a magma crucible and an induction smelter, and apparently an unfacaded conduit, or an unfacaded cable. This is for making, star metal. I'm gonna later, passively automate it, but for right now, the way I'm making star metal is I'm doing it the most efficient way possible. Just, I guess, for fun. I'm using the pyro concentrator with Cinnabar because, well, it's most efficient, and I have a lot of Cinnabar. It gets me 4 per ingot. So effectively, that's better return than, okay, so you get 4 for a ludicrite block, so it's 4 to 9, so then 4 gets you 3 ores of star metal, which gets you 12 star metal ingots. Each plutonium I use for it gets me 3 star metal. So that's nice. That's a nice return. This is my still terribly broken other tech area. I basically just use the soul binder. I kind of like let this thing work when it has to. But I haven't had. Oh, I do use it pretty regularly. And the painting machine. I should really find better places for all this stuff, and also automatically import fertilizer into my ME system, because I guess I'm not really constantly running low on it. But it would just be better than having to go in and out and in and out. Induction smelter. It's just a bunch of stuff. Nothing really too important. Down here, I have an Empowerer I don't use. I have the GP powder and Salus Mundus right there. More of these things, which I really don't use anymore. A lot of these things are deprecated, which is fine. I don't really care. It's fine to have, I guess, redundancy. But yeah, most of these things I don't use anymore. They've been replaced by my Aether area, which is cool. I still use this, though. This thing works like a wonder. Works like a charm. This one I really don't use. I especially don't use this recipe anymore. Ever since I got the Crystal Core, I haven't used that recipe at all. I don't think I've even made it for the kind of pearl things for Abyssal Craft. And then Mirion, which I have unfortunately had to make at times, but it's not too expensive. Honestly, the worst part of making Mirion is the cobalt. I just never have cobalt. Because, I mean, why would I need cobalt? For that. That's what I need cobalt for. How much cobalt do I have? 32 of it. You know, that's all you really need, man. You only really need 32 cobalt. Alright. So, I almost fell off the edge. That would be bad. Down here, we got my Applied Iron Logistics area, at least for the overworld. I have this set up for basically whenever a drive is full and I have to be like, oh shit, I need to change it up. And then I have all these drives. All of them are connected to my ME system. I'm probably only going to fill this one. This one has been working wonders, and it's only 16Ks in there. So, you know, nice. And can you guess what these things are? They're deprecated. Always deprecated. Yeah. This place still looks really, really nice, honestly. I'm really proud of the overworld area I built, because it still looks super nice. It still is something that I'm super proud of looking at. I should probably change where my observatory is from actual sorcery, so I can just look for constellations. I'm going to look for Horologium, and I'm going to stop looking for Horologium. Okay, that guy's spazzing out. Horologium is a really, really hard constellation to find because it appears once every 36 days. Literally none of the other constellations are like that. I don't know why Horologium is. No one really knows. I'm going to need Horologium for... I can't remember what I needed it for. Mithril. Oh, I need it from Mithril Seeds. Well, that's annoying. You need it for a few of the Elemental Seeds. I haven't gotten into Seeds yet. Yeah, I think that was the thing I was thinking of. I need it for getting into for some Elemental Seeds. Oh, what are these? Oh, Diamond Seeds, and they use Empower Diameter. Cool. Yeah, Blue Hearts take Horologium. It's whatever. Going down here is, again, more deprecated stuff. All these portals that I don't really use. The only thing I really use here is the Elemental Soil. Which is kind of haphazard, but it does still... It looks neat, and it does work. Cows, which I don't really care about, since I get leather from... Where do I even get leather from? I honestly don't know how I have 7,000 leather, but I just do. I should get a better source of leather, honestly. And that better source of leather will probably end up being the Mob Loot Fabricator. Do I use liquid meat for anything? I can use it as a reactor interior. So, no, I don't. Cool. But yeah. Same old area. I like the overworld. the upper overworld at least. Thanks Night Vision for screwing up. It's good. It's good. Now, let's head to the lower overworld. The TPS of this world sucks, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed already, but TPS of this world is a pain to deal with. Not even all the way through the pack, so that's gonna be fun. Luckily, there are a few TPS saving measures that I can take in place. Alright. Well, now we're in the lower overworld. We have 2 atomic reconstructors that I don't use. Resource fishers, which are actually kind of useful. They still get me lily pads, and I think it's my only source of raw fish that I have, but I don't really care. I think I use raw fish. What do I use raw fish? Kraken scales. That's right. And then I had this setup, the setup that I made a while ago for automating mana dust, and it's broken because RF powder, because fine, I'll fix that. I'll fix that later. I hate enchanting bottles. They get fucked up every once in a while. Oh, screw you, Thermal. Whatever. But yeah, this is the lower overworld area. Same old mob farm. Huge thing. Brings in a bunch. Actually, wait, isn't there going to be a shit ton of redstone in here? Yes, there is. All that goes in. Sorry. Oh my lord. There we go. Oh. Thank you. Alright, there we go. All the redstone. We got the regular wall, which I added a few more things to, because I added a few more mob areas. Actually, hold on. I should see how much rods I have. 30,000. Okay, we're good. I had a few more mob areas. I think Big Mobs was there before. Underwater might not have been. I really can't remember what there was. Wisps were running, which I'm going to actually turn off. Because how much, like, V crystal do I have? Oh, 1,500 of each. Okay, yeah, we're good. And then I have these two. These two are Athane-based ones. Because I have access to the Mob Loot Fabricator, I actually really don't need the Athane-based ones as much, but Dimensional Sand and what is it? Hearts. That's what these two things were for. And it worked. It worked really, really well. This is for owls and snakes and yeah, well, it's all good. This one is for Eldritch Guardians, for me to get Primordial Pearls. I have bun off Primordial Pearls. I'm not super worried about getting anything more with them. This one's for Nether mobs, but I think it's just, what's the one here? Demon Soldier? I think it's Demon Soldier. That's the only one here. This is for Lightning Craft mobs. I could probably move Demon Soldier into here. And this one is for DRPG mobs, which is, it's a few of things in there. Appalachia, Skithern Souls. It gets me a bunch of the Dimensional Souls and Shiny Pearls. Yeah. Most of it's pretty similar to what there was before. There's not a lot of stuff to show in these early areas because I didn't really add a bunch. I kind of just expanded them. Like, oh yay, there's more mobs. And probably once I do, if I do a 2024 World Tour, there's gonna be less mobs since I have the Mob Loot Fabricator. It's not super interesting. What the hell? Whatever. Oh. I think it's swapped out. I don't know what the hell happened, though. Anyways, yeah. Yeah. Talking about 2024 World Tour. I'm not sure if there's gonna be another World Tour before I finish with the pack, because I'm really close to being done. I got Galacticraft. I got Galacticraft to go through, and I'm kind of preparing for Galacticraft right now. And then I'm in Endgame. I have I have, what is it? I have Draconic Evolution, which from what I've been told is a pretty easy chapter. Or it's what I call a straight shot chapter, like 23 straight shot chapter. I didn't really have to wait in it. I just could do it. 26 is a bit bigger, bit more stuff for it. 27 is really quick. I guess, it's barely even a required chapter. It's just, I mean, I do have to make dimensions, but it's less important. 28, also pretty easy. Then 29 is the big one. And 30 is also quick from what I've heard. Because 30 is a special one. Ooh. So yeah, I'm not super... So yeah, I'm pretty sure either the 2024 World Tour... that I'm going to be able to finish this pack in 2024. Which is really, really, really cool. I am excited to finish this pack up. Because it has been something I've been playing for a few years at this point. And I have loved it so much. And I'm going to be super, super glad to be done with this pack. Because I just want to see what would it look like when I finally, after so long, after dozens of times never completing a pack. I've started hundreds of pack playthroughs, but I've never completed one. What does it look like when you actually finish one? What does it look like when you're dedicated enough and you can actually finish one? That's what I'm figuring out. Alright. So, there we go. That is the overworld playing cover. Let's go. The Blood Magic area. Blood Magic area, I think when I last showed this area, it was kind of, I think I only had a single tier 5 altar. Now I have 2 tier 6 altars and automation. A lot of it. I love automating Blood Magic, and this has been... Ooh, it's been wild. So let's look. Tier 6 Blood Altars. These things are cool. These things are fun. They're cool to make. And I have 2 of them now. One of them is for filling my orb. That's all this altar is used for, by the way. Filling my orb. That's it. This one here is used for making slates. It's pretty much made a full stack of each and every slate. Okay, so it makes 32 stacks of the first 5 tiers of slates, and then it makes a stack of each tier above that. And I have 42 perfect slates. Perfect slates take... yeah, 1 million LP. So this thing has been working like a charm. And yeah, I think if I need to, there is something I can do to make this even faster. It would take a lot more blood altars though. But for right now, this setup has served me for about 200 hours, I'd say. But this area is way more interesting. This is my collection. Okay, so originally I only had these two alchemy tables, and now I have quite a few more. These are all for passively automating each of the blood magic regions and catalysts. It was a long effort to get this done. Some of the things here are super tricky, and it really got me to kind of bump up my infrastructure. Like, yeah, I was prepared for blood magic when I went into it, but doing this automation made me really, really have to prepare myself. It made me have to change over a lot of things and make a bunch of new stuff, and it was totally worth it. This thing works like a charm. Well, I guess I can't really say it works like a charm because sometimes it does slow down. But it works well enough that I'm not super concerned about it when it does. I have 4 stacks of every single one of the blood magic catalysts. 4 stacks of every single one of the, not regions, the things. I don't know a proper name for them. There isn't really a proper name for them, since they don't have like a super common nomenclature. Essences? Yeah, we're gonna call them essences. I have 4 stacks of each of the essences, and then 32 stacks of each of the catalysts, which is crazy. I don't really need 32 stacks of intensive catalysts. I would probably have been fine with 4 stacks, but I mean, I have it now. And this also, it's for making simple catalysts there. I also have plant oil and basic cutting fluid. It has been a little bit annoying to get basic cutting fluid to work because it's just kind of a bit of a bitch, but I think I got a system that works right now. Now this place, I think before here it was still will automation. I'm gonna turn down hostile creature sounds. I think even in the 2022 World Tour, this place did have will automation here, but it's definitely gone up a level. For one thing, I'm automating will twice over. I just kind of set up the second one for fun. And also the fact that this is where I automate the Hellfire Forge now. So it's actually Eno Chunk with will, so I don't need to replace the Tartaric Gem in it all the time. If I do crafts with it, I don't really do crafts with it anymore. But I have all the will crystals, and I have all the reagents. I have 4 stacks of all the reagents, except for suppression. I have a good reason for not doing suppression. In my defense, suppression takes ender casings, which are a pain in the ass. Like, just huge pain in the ass. I don't want to automate that. Fine, I'm gonna take off my magnet. I don't want to... Well, I did actually automate it. I just don't want to waste my ender casings on using suppression reagents. Because they're used to make, what? Restricted Essentia Tubes, Unpackagers, and Suppression Cores, which are used for a handful of things. I don't need to automate this stuff. I really don't. I can manually craft it. Not manually, but like... I can just have it be on demand rather than it be automated, since it's not used for much. Unlike all the other things, I still have suppression. In fact, I have 8 suppression cores in here just from looting. So yeah, it's not super important that I get suppression cores up and running. If I do need to get them for some reason that I have never been able to find yet, and trust me, I've looked through all the recipes in JEI, I can't see a reason why I'd need more than a handful of suppression reagents. Then maybe I can automate it, but whatever. And here is where I'm automating all those reagents. It's 4 identical rooms, except for each one is a different, it's a different thing. It's a different, like, tier of reagents. So all of the reagents are automated in these 4 rooms. This was, yeah, Blood Magic has been quite a while for an automation endeavor, but it is done, basically. I really just kind of let Blood Magic be, and it allows me to do way more things. And over here is my, it's where all the recipe crafting goes. And I even have, I don't even have suppression reagent here, but yeah, all the cores are made here. So I have effectively at least a stack of cores in stockpile at all times. And let me tell you, that's super expensive to have. But after having it run for so long and finally be backed up, it's good. It's really good. It's really nice to have. These crystal clusters used to be super expensive. Even ignoring the fact that I automated runes, if I wanted to make a crystal cluster for whatever reason, well, okay, I'm missing Souls of the Dark Realm, but I can just do it now. Not expensive in the slightest, honestly. Oh, okay, I shouldn't lie. It's still pretty expensive, and I don't want to make more than I have to, but if I have to make them, I can. And that's cool. And that is just this first area done. I think most of the other ones should be shorter, so that's nice. I'm gonna take a drink. Alright. Let's go to a tomb. The tomb is identical to how it was before. It is literally identical. There is not a single difference between a tomb how it was back then and how a tomb is now. It's for making dark ingots, and literally the setup is exactly the same. The amount of refined fuel I have is the same. Or not the same, but this thing has subsisted me for the entire year. For well over a year, actually. Which just goes to show how good it is. It's a really good setup. I do need to speed it up, but, like, the fact that once I made this, I really just kind of let it be for a year and a half, and it's gotten me well into late game, or well close up to late game, so it's kind of proof that this thing works super well. It's honestly kind of impressive how good this was for such an early build. These things weren't even Enderium at first, they were just Signalum. And I think that's the only change I made. I made it slightly faster. So, yeah, it's really good. It's a really, really, really good setup that I made. I am going to expand it, though, since it is a little slow, and speeding it up will only help even more. So yeah. But that's about it. Instead of having excavators in this hall, they're just kind of throughout the land. So, but there's really no difference. Let's go to the Void Realm. The Void Realm has kind of just become a hodgepodge of things. I still have my Abori area here, which, oh my god, I forgot how good this place looks. And I do kind of need to replace something, since originally I had this thing here, which got me a ton of Rosen, but, I took it down, and now I'm like, I need Rosen again. I don't really need it. I have still close to 2,000 of it. I've used about 100 of it in the past, 50 hours probably. But I do need to automate it again. I actually do need tree oil as well, since that's for making oil from Galacticraft. But, honestly, if I want to get tree oil... Oh no, can I only do it this way? Oh no, there is another way to do it, and that's just extracting from non-birch trees. So yeah, I can get tree oil another way. So I'm not super worried about the stuff for Galacticraft oil, actually. It should be really, really easy. Regardless, yeah, I probably need more Rosen. It's whatever. Here's my rainbow generator setup. If you people were able to catch the checklist I had a while ago, it says to passive the rainbow generator. I'm still working on it. So for right now, I just have this 11 tick set up for when I need to make rainbow stone. Not often, but I do sometimes need to make it, so yeah. This is my kind of assortment area. I have... Hold on. So I think back when I did my first world tour, this area had all of my ingot automation, all of my like alloys. Now it doesn't. It's a lot cleaner though. It only has refined obsidian and refined glowstone here. This hits the huge wall. The most noticeable thing here. It's my coal coke automation. It's how I have 131,000 coal coke. I just have 131,000 coal coke. It's because the HOP graphite. I was like, okay, I'm gonna need to use a bit of HOP graphite, quite a bit of it, for industrial grade graphite, for hyper diamonds, since I use a lot of them. So I just kind of made this. Also, I need creosote oil, and now I have 41 million buckets. If I do need to make more, I kind of don't have a super good plan on how to do it, but I'll figure out something. I'll probably just set up redstone furnaces that will, like, just trash charcoal, and that'll be the way I do it. Here is a few different vat setups. A lot of vat setups are in here, honestly. This one is for automating fire quartz and sunny quartz, using firewater and liquid sunshine. And this one is for me making growth infusion liquid. Growth infusion liquid, I haven't really need to use much of. I can't even make that. But once I do use crop sticks, once I start getting into crops, This thing has been working really, really easily for me to get that stuff. Honestly, it's not hard to get growth infusion liquid. So, yeah. uh, Over here, this is my potion automation. Very simple. This is my vats. Yeah, I think this is the same as it was before. So not a huge amount of changes to here. Oh, I do have a lightning craft infusion matrix for doing recipes on demand here. So namely in sorcerer cores, mystic ingots. I don't really do these ones anymore. I definitely don't do electricium. Just ichor, mystic ingots, and sorcerer cores, really. Nothing big. I have an over 2 block jump. I have like a 3 block jump, do I? Ha! I have 3 block jump. This is my cobbleworks area. I have sped up this lava fabricator like tenfold, so now I get obsidian really quickly. I have realized how to speed up the lava fabricator, and that is energy powers and phantom energy faces. If you connect a bunch of phantom energy faces to something, to this lava fab, it's able to accept way more RF per tick, so it just makes lava constantly. No need to wait for it anymore. Oh right, yeah, I wanted to unstick this. There we go. Now it's gonna start making bottles of enchanting. Yeah. I have a bunch of things here, and now there's even more miscellaneous things like ice and water bottles and what? Packed ice, niter, rich slag. I think I had rich slag before. Yeah, there's a bunch of things here that I really don't need, but I do need, so I just have it here. It's cool. Plastic's still working just fine. Oh right, netherrack. This netherrack setup I have, my soul sand setup is fine. I'm not worried about soul sand. It's netherrack I'm concerned about. For some reason, my soul sand setup is faster than my netherrack setup, which is weird. But anyways, I planted down nether seeds. I only planted down like 5 of them, and now I have 5,000 essence. So that's how I'm gonna make netherrack from now on. I'm gonna probably create a different area for mystical agriculture crafting. And just do it there. I'll still have this netherrack here, I guess. It's literally just cobblestone and blood, which I have billions of. But I will have a different area for netherrack that will be made by my nether essences. And then this is steel, which no, it is different than how it was before. No, wait, it's actually the same. Was it the same? Either way, if I have less than 4,000 steel, this thing just imports in iron. Coal's already imported in. I could probably improve this, but I never really have run out of steel, so I don't really care. This is my most recent upgrade, though. It is my ore processing. I have overhauled it once more because I got a new enchantment called Rive. Rive 3. Rive is a really, really cool enchantment that causes it to mine a 3x3 area. So this has gone from just being fast to being ridiculously fast. This 500,000 redstone, no, 600,000. I got about 500,000 redstone from AFKing for 8 hours. So I had 200,000 redstone before. It went up by about 300,000. So yeah, this thing works really, really well. It'll definitely feed me into endgame, until seeds at least, and that's kind of what I wanted. I just wanted faster redstone, really. I just wanted better redstone and better platinum, and I got exactly that. Yeah, woo! So that's the void. Let's go to another easy one, the Abyssal Wasteland. This one is going to be an in-and-out tour. Oh, did I actually go... I was worried I did that. Don't worry. There's my Omothal portal. I haven't put anything in the Dreadlands or Omothal. I don't know if I will. I don't think I will. Doesn't seem like a thing I want to do. Can the TPS finally catch up? There. That'll work. So I have my methane automation here. I don't know if I had methane automation before. I don't think I did. So I needed to use... Did I have methane automation before? I might have. Nah, I don't think I did. I'm thinking. Probably not. Methane is something I need. I need it for Salus Mundus. I need it for sparks. That's kind of why I made this thing. I needed 4 methane per spark. And I'm like, man, I want to use sparks. So I made this area. 4 crystallizers, running water buckets through them constantly, getting me hydrogen, getting me oxygen. More importantly, gets me methane. Gets me methane here. This thing took a while to back up, but now that it's fully backed up, it's cool. It's really, really cool. And I really don't care about methane since it just... I never need to use 2,000 of it at once. So, yeah, it works. Corallium gem clusters. Yeah, I had these things run for a while. I had 3 of these excavators run and get corallium gems for a while. Just to back me up for a minute. And yeah, it's worked. It's worked really well. I think I used it for love magic. That would sound right. This is... Yeah, it was something else I was making. And this is my sodium automation setup. If I have less than 20 sodium, this will export a bunch of alchemical brass into here and give me more sodium. I needed to automate sodium for distilleries. That's why I decided to do this. So, yeah. And now I just have a bunch of sodium. Fun. Which is good, because I do still need sodium for a few things. I cannot wait, though, when I can just get salt. Like, I can use 2 salt to get me 1 sodium ingot. It's legit gonna be ridiculous. How 1 sodium ingot right now takes about 40 alchemical brass, which is 40 elementium, which is 80 mithril. 80 mithril for 1 of these sodium ingots. And then I can just use 2 salt for it. This is gonna be very fun. Alright. That's the Abyssal Wasteland. Not a lot of interesting things. Botania. Botania, this is kind of my on-demand Botania area. It's not actually passively automated. I have this, my Silk Touch Quarry. It's cool. For when I use the Mark of the Fallen Tower and get the meteor for Electrotine. How much Electrotine do I even have right now? 2,000. This is my runic altar. Still use it sometimes. This is my automated... I think this is a new thing. Automated living rock, living matter, and living wood setup. Oh right, yeah. I think when I last showed this thing wasn't passively automated. But yeah, this is a passively automated runic altar. I have double compressed sand blocking it. What the hell? I get the items in. It puts it on the altar. All these things go in. It's really, really fast too, which is cool. And then the Petal Apothecary I still have. I actually learned something. I don't need to do this funky ass setup here. If I put an unending bowl next to the apothecary, it just works. Which, honestly, I'm super impressed by, and I'm going to do that soon. And this is my automated living rock, living matter, and living wood area. It's really not too complicated. There's a builder block, which handles that. I just went for the floor. There's a builder's block that handles this whole area. I honestly forgot how I even did it. Oh, right. No, it's not a builder's block. It's 3 builder's blocks. My mistake. Yeah. There's 3 builder blocks for this whole area, and then a bunch of annihilation planes. And yeah, it's nice. I like it. It's funny. It works really, really good. I am now using Rosa Arcanas instead of Endoflames, and it works like a charm. Just fill me up and throw in a bunch of EXP. And here's my altar. Oh, and this is where I automate Arboreal Essences. So what was it? It was not Terrae. It was something called like not Reductus. I think Reductus uses it. Orbis Terra. There we go. This uses arboreal essences. This requires a pyro crafting ritual, which is just a pain in the ass, but I got it. I got an arboreal essence way of making it. Snipe Orbis Terra. Yay! Yeah, that's the one thing I kind of needed this for. Well, that's for getting arboreal essences. Other than that, I don't really need it. And here's my kind of mana pool area. Looks pretty cool. I like it. It works really well. With a 25 pool buffer. And that's all there is for Botania. That is the second layer done. Yay! We are getting through this. Oh, ho ho ho. We got a bunch of cool things here. Let's start off in Eden. Eden is by far the simplest one. This place is huge, but there is only two things here. There is my induction matrix storing 265 billion RF. For fun, I guess. And then the solar panels which power that. Thank you, solar panels. I love you. And then there's this huge big reactor, which has been producing me cyanite for a long time. It's not gone through a bunch. How much cyanite do I have? 43 blocks, as well as the couple of cyanide that went into making 128 plutonium. Yeah. I need to expand this thing. That's one of my goals. That's one of the things I need to do. One of the things on my to-do list. That is expanding this big reactor and making it huge. Something that will just burn through Yellorium like crazy. Yeah. I want there to be space between these pillars because they make it so that they make it burn out faster. The Yellorium burns out faster. If I put rods next to each other, it actually is a bit slower. I don't know exactly what's the proportion on that because maybe if I fill this thing with rods, it's actually gonna get me cyanite faster because there's gonna be more Yellorium going out. I'm not totally sure. I've never really done the math on that. I don't really care to. I'm just gonna make things bigger. I have enough resources where I can just do things like that. But I don't really need to care too much about if it's super efficient. Though I do want it to be efficient, no doubt. But right now I'm worried about min-maxing it later. Right now this is producing 1.5 mil buckets per tick, so it takes about 2 minutes to produce one cyanite, which is not bad. But I need it to be way faster. Once I get it to something like 10 millibuckets per tick, that's going to work really, really well, since that means it's going to take about 5 seconds to produce a single cyanite. Rather than 2 minutes. Next, let's go to Wildwood, farming area. So now, okay, I need to remove these things. This stuff is pretty simple. I have not a lot of interesting stuff here. I should remove all the custom trees because, oh boy, those fences get annoying. Anyways, yeah, so we have, okay, hold on, there we go. There's 2 areas to this. There's my giant sugarcane farm. I needed a lot of sugar, so I just made this. Now I have 300,000 some sugarcane. And then I have all the other farms here. It's pretty good. It works well. I got all my trees, all my plants, all that stuff. I'm pretty sure this was the same as it was before. Here's my nether seeds. Here's my huge grain of infinite. Okay, so I remember mentioning in the Divine Journey 2 Discord server that like I have a plot with 80 grain of infinity seeds. They were all like, Abby, what the fuck is wrong with you? And in my defense, I was running very, very, very low on Grains of Infinity. So I was like, okay, these things, these seeds, are stupid easy to craft. Like, they are easy as hell. So what if I just made a full plot of them? And I did. And well, it works. Really, really well. And now I have 170 grains of Infinity Essence. So that's nice. And 70,000, and even funnier, I have 70,000 grains of Infinity. So yeah, I'm not really pressed for it anymore. I got all these witchery crops. I got a bunch of different trees. These jungle trees. Okay, actually, it's totally fine. I was worried that this thing was not working, but I think it's just yeah, its output is full. Okay, so I actually shouldn't be concerned about this. Dark oak, birch, spruce, acacia. How's dark oak doing? Oh, dark oak's fine. Spruce, acacia, canola, and this thing for making dragon's blood. Pretty simple. Bunch of fun stuff. I need to check to make sure that eucalyptus actually is working. Nope, it's not. It ran out. Oh my god. I hate it when it does that. So annoying. It's not a super big issue. It's just that, yeah. I could end up fixing that later once I have essences. I can tear down a few of these things so that I just have it be saplings that are being made. That would probably save some TPS. I don't know. Once I get seeds, I can really start cutting back on a lot of things. There we go. Get out of here. So that you can finally start making more. Jesus. Oh, and I have chorus flowers here, right? I need a chorus flower, so yeah, now I have chorus fruit here. 4 garden cloches making chorus fruit. Garden cloches, I was tempted to do garden cloches for mystical agriculture. It wouldn't be a terrible idea. It's just that, like, you don't really have to. And it's a bit expensive to make these things. And also, I don't think you can do, agricraft in them. So, yeah. So I'm probably not going to do that. I'm just going to make a whole different farming area. Probably just above the regular farms I have. Let's go to Appalachia. This is my Foundcraft area. First, I want to show the V room, because the V room is really, really simple. It's just a room with a bunch of V. The other Appalachia area has a ton of flux, so none of the recipes will work. This thing has 2 V generators. It has my arcane workbench. It has 3 arcane assemblers. And 3 V batteries. This is just for getting V. It also has my entire Thaumcraft armor. Yay! Over here. Now, let's go back to the big Appalachia area. And by big, I mean, okay, for one thing, there's an entire glass ceiling above here. But also, I mean, big. This entire pyramid will hold all of my Thaumcraft stuff. Or does hold all of my Thaumcraft stuff. But I really actually don't use much of it. So for one thing, first floor. First floor is this kind of like AE2 room. My connection to my main base. But then down here is, what is it? This is my altar. It's really, really good. It is 3.2 game per cycle. That is insane. I literally don't need to care about it. And it honestly looks pretty cool as well. So, yeah, I like this altar. 3.2 gain is more than I'm ever going to need. I don't think there's a single recipe that could use more than 3.2 gain. That could do more than 3.2 loss. And I have my Essentia Fusion provider. Connected up to my Essentia subnet. Because I decided to, you know what? Okay, first off, cauldrons here. I have a bunch of not on demand, just kind of do it when I have to cauldrons. But then I also have my passive and then my AE2 connected cauldrons. Cool stuff. Yeah. nothing really too interesting. But also my Essential Terminal here, which it shows me every single one of the essences that I have hooked up. It's cool. And yeah, it's my subnet, my Essential subnet. So like, I was thinking before I really started getting deep into Thaumcraft, I'm going to use Essentia a lot. I'm going to need a lot of stuff in order to move Essentia around, and Thaumcraft tubes suck at it. So AE2 cables would probably be my best bet. So I think having Essentia on a subnet was the best choice, and it was a really good choice as well. I kind of took a bit of inspiration. I tried to take a bit of inspiration from how 2Asgard did his Thaumic Energistics setup in Divine Journey 1. And I have one Essentia Smeltery for each and every single essence. This is 41 Essentia Smelteries. It is actually really crazy how this is. This is like super crazy. This was a really expensive task that took up like 2 months of my time. I'd like make an Essentia Smeltery, hook it up, send it in, and just leave it like that. And originally these things weren't actually connected to AE2. They were tubes ported out into these warded jars, but now they are connected to AE2. And I also have the huge drive area here. It's okay. They're supposed to be red. And this took a long time to set up for each and every single one of the Essentials. Like, I did not want to progress into Thaumcraft until I had one of each Essentia. And I did. And it worked just like a charm. This was perfect. Totally worth all the time that I put into it. It is great. It has ran perfectly ever since I made it. And then I also have my Essentia Infusion Matrix, my automatic infusion matrix here. Yeah, it's pretty simple. I'm gonna have to make another one of these things. Honestly, at this point, making another one of these things probably isn't too bad. It's gonna be stupid. It's gonna suck, but it's not gonna be too bad. Especially now that I have it set up and a bunch of other things. So, yeah, I'm not super concerned when I have to make another one of these things. It's gonna be fine. And that's my Appalachia area. I'm super proud of this area. This area looks not only just really cool, like, damn, this looks awesome. But also, looks nice. There's also a floor under here that I haven't used. It's just there for fun, I guess. But yeah. It's super cool, works super well. It does exactly what I want it to do. Yeah. And it keeps all of my Essentia stored. All 41 aspects. Completely. We're good. We're good. We're completely good on Essentia. Pretty much for the rest of the pack. I really can't think of a thing we'd really need it more for. Alright. And I believe next up is the really cool area. The place that really kind of defined my 2023 Divine Journey 2 experience. The Aether. So, once I started realizing I needed to automate... once I got really into Botania, I started realizing I needed to automate blood magic reagents. It was a necessity. I needed to do it. There was no way I was going to get blood magic reagents, blood magic essences, blood magic catalysts. Once I started getting into that, I started realizing there's no way I'm going to be able to progress further into the pack without that. Like, it was right about here where I'm like, things are getting too expensive, take too long to do by hand. I need to really shorten down my time. Things will only get more expensive from here. So I worked on this. This huge storage block is entirely passively automated essences of what the fuck is wrong with my floors, huh? Does it not I'm stupid. I think I did something dumb. I think I did a dummy. I did a dummy. Alright. So, yeah, I forgot to put that next one. It's totally fine. So yeah, I was realizing, okay, I need a really good setup. I need something that works really, that, like, keeps me updated, that, like, keeps me stocked on everything. I started realizing this in about March. And originally this thing was kind of small. It looked really stupid. I didn't like it. So then I made this huge area, and oh my god, it is better than I could have asked for. This place, this Aether automation area, it's really been kind of what made 2023 for Divine Journey 2 for me so good. So good. I have had so much fun just going in here and working on making things. So let's take a look at what I did make. The first place, I know for a fact, the first place I worked was over here in the worked on automating plates and gears. I needed plates, I needed gears, I needed rods and wires and more rods. What do I need these rods for, huh? I don't know what I need these rods for. I need them for something, probably. Glass cutters. That's it. Okay, that's what I need it for. I need it for glass cutters for the ender shards. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So, all that totally works. Totally works. Perfectly good. So, yeah, the first thing I made, bunch of plate, bunch of gear, bunch of other things, automation. And I have these things, which I really don't need to use. Oh, wait, no, this is my bronze thing. I then worked on alloy smelters. So, before this, I had a, I'm gonna scooch in a little. I had a alloy smelter set up in the Void World, but it looked, okay, there was a lot of issues with it. One, it looked like crap. And two, it was really slow and hard to expand. So I worked on making this, and now it looks good. It's easy to expand. I expanded downwards. If I need even more of one specific alloy, I just create another alloy smelter for it. And this thing is the one that's getting me Electrician. So there we go. Works like a charm. And then the Atomic Reconstructor area. This was super important to make, and now I have 1,000 of each empowered crystal. I kind of want to speed it up because right now it's super slow at actually working, but hey, it works for what it has to do. This thing actually, okay, so once I started like getting super deep into automation in this pack, I started leveling subnets. So this area is on a subnet. It's on a subnet that controls it. It's because emitters are so good, but they take up a channel. So I'm like, whenever I have to use an emitter, I'm like a level emitter from Applied Energistics. I'm like, all right, subnet time. But hey, it works like a charm. I'm not complaining. Totally worth it. Resonators. This one's for slag. Yeah, I have this thing to automate slag, funnily enough. And then I have this stuff. Okay, so when making territe, no, it's dirt reagents. It's dirty reagents that were the pain in the ass here. For making the dirty reagents, I need salic, aqueous, and magmatic soil. God, that was annoying to get. Elemental soil. Elemental soil is a pain in the ass. It is a huge pain. Because not only do you need a runic crafter for this, you also need petals and terra moss. So I need to automate terra moss, sunflowers, and petals, and then I could automate all of that. And then I could automate the elemental soil. That was honestly probably the hardest part of all of the Radiant automation. Just the dirty Radiant stuff, because it was so much, like, it was not fun. It was not fun. Uh, and then I need to automate iron mechanical components. I found a way to do that, and this is for Hyper Diamonds, I believe. Yep. Got this stuff, bunch of sag mills, my crafter wall, my furnace wall, and then one pulverizer here for Skyfather dust. Yeah. All together, really nice. And behind this wall is also where all my interfaces are that connect up and allow this whole place to work. The really terrible thing, the really terrifying thing to think about, you see, I didn't use interfaces for the longest time. I used, what was it? It was, export buses hooked up to memory chests for this, which was god-awful, and, I don't recommend anyone does it. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But that's how I did it at first. And yeah, that's how I did it for the longest time. Only recently did I switch over to using interfaces. And phantom faces as well, because sometimes I want to pull out a lot, so yeah, you just kind of got to do it. That's what happens when you have a huge area like this all fed in. All fed in by, like, just a few interfaces. Like, yeah, it makes it so that it doesn't use a lot of channels, but you gotta pull from those interfaces really, really quickly as well. So, either way, totally works. Over here, this is all my hardened glass stuff. I use, okay, so I have hardened iridium glass, which is used for empty cores. I have hardened mithril glass, which is used for black iron frames. I still haven't automated black iron frames, but I can. I've hardened electrum glass, which is used for Sanctus. I have hardened Invar glass, which is used for Presidium. And I've hardened Endearing glass, which is used for mana glass, mainly. That's all the hardened glass I'm going to need in the pack. I made sure to check. I really don't need any of the other ones. Like hardened copper, used for nothing. None of the other ones are used. That's all I need, which is cool. Awesome. Already got all the hardened glass I'm going to need. These are my soul binders. I get sentient enders, ender crystals, and prescient crystals. Yay! Sequential fabricators. I use these occasionally for recipes that are hard to do in the like Bifrost doesn't really work in a RF Tools crafter. The glass cutter, really for recipes that use a durability consuming item or use an item that gets replaced. I set this up because yeah, it works a bit better if I do that. How's my bronze doing? What? Okay, I'm not actually concerned about bronze. I don't know what's going on here. Something weird is happening. Oh, it's full. And this is my ender crystal. It's for getting ender cores. Yeah. These things are stupid expensive as well. I think I have all my ender alloy. It's all backed up. Yeah. But yeah, that was stupidly expensive when I was crafting it. And this is for magical apples. The reason I need magical apples, I believe, was golden apples for potions of second chance for death protection poppets. I don't have death protection poppets automated. I don't really care to do that. But I do have it so that I could end up auto-crafting them later. Because I need them for death cores. This is my really, really cool, and I'm really happy about it. This is my Empower automation area. I love it a bunch. Void Crystals, Idori, Palace, Glod, Restonia, Emeratic, Diamantine. All this, super good. All 3x3 Empower setups. Really fast. It's super good. I love it. Yeah. It's storing a stack of all the empowered crystals at all times. And that's enough for me. That's enough for me. It works for what I gotta do. And then, okay, so my Botania area that I showed off lastly, or recently, it's not where I do most of my Botania, surprisingly enough. Where I do most of my Botania is... Oh, fuck You didn't actually work. Screw that. Hold on. Where do most of my Botania area is surprisingly over here. In the Aether. Because I just need a passive so much from Botania. Like, there's not a lot of recipes from Botania that I don't need to passive. So, yeah, I just basically have Botania sent here. That's where most of my Botania is really done. Oh, can you guess what it's on? It's also on a subnet. I love my subnets. Got all my Elven portals, got this area for automation. This area, like, super rapidly produces mana. I even have automatic Terra Steel. If I have less than 32 Terra Steel, it'll work to make more. And it works really, really well with that, too. It's just cool. I like it. And here's my Runic Altar automatic setup. Yeah. It's fun. It's really, really good. Works just fine. Yeah, this is on, like, subnet on subnet. So, like, the Botania area is on a subnet already. This area is... Oh, no, this area is not on a subnet. But, yeah. I love me my subnets. Yeah. So, that's where I do most of my Botania. There's a few more things shown in the Aether as well. Over here is a bunch of different miscellaneous automations. This is Fluix Crystal. This is alloys and also circuits. I actually have more atomic alloys stored in this single infusing factory than I do for my AE system. I can probably increase it, but I don't really care to. 256 is fine. Here is my Witch's Oven automation. It was sort of annoying, but I did it. Here's my enriching factories. They're fun. Here is some soul binders. Here is a liquid crafter, which does... Hey! We're getting our New Year messages! Hurrah! I was wondering when we'd get those. Happy New Year to Christmas Island. Oh, how fitting. And Celluloid, little job. I don't know which mod does that, but I was wondering when we get these. Anyways, this does my tree leather, my aqua balls. Yeah, Kiramas! I can say that correctly! I know how to say... Is it... I know how to say... I'm pretty sure it's Kiratamas. Oop. There we go. Samoa, Apia. Yep. Oh, a bunch of Polynesian islands. Cool. Oh my lord. Suddenly I lag out. Woo boy. We're good, right? We're good? We're not good. We're fine. Tree leather, aqua balls, forged and citinate. Cool stuff. And, also, Dreadium. This is my Dreadium setup. So, it's where I get all my Dread stuff. It's cool. Works fine. This is my Luminescence. All of these are making glowstone, and this is just for making luminescence, which is cool. And then this is an enormously large setup for charged Certus Quartz. Down here is my inscriber setup, and also mystical quartz, I believe. What am I hearing? Oh, Terramos, I take it. Oop. Oh, fuck off, man. Yeah. Here's my inscriber setup for all my printed circuits from A2. And then over here is my empowered oil setup. I love empowered oil. And this works to get me in. I'm probably going to change out the empowered oil setup because the one I use right now, it's still a little bit funky. It doesn't entirely work 100% of the time. But I do have about, 2,000 buckets of it. So even though it's not like on all the time, every time, it does work really, really well. So, yeah. And I need empowered oil florbs for oil vitriol. So yeah, that should start working to get crystallized canola oil. If not, whatever. But, oh my god. TPS is having a fun day today. There we go. Now it's gonna work. Yeah, these things break every once in a while. Once they get empty, they break, which is a bit sad. And yeah, I should fix it. I just really haven't gone around to it because I'm bored and lazy like that. And also, 2,000 empowered oil is more than I'm gonna use for a while. So yeah, I'm fine just kind of having to reset it every once in a while. And then over here is where I make my Elevadium. Just there. Works. But yeah, that's my Aether. All of it goes into this storage block, and yeah, so everything you see... Hold on. Everything you see in this block is automated. All these gears, all these wheels, all of this, every single thing here, completely automated. Completely automated, always stocked. It's great. I love it. It's so good. So good to have. Yeah. It's one of my favorite areas, and I'm so glad that I ended up making it. Now, how many more layers do we have? As far as I remember, this is the last one. We're almost done. Whew. Okay, the end, I'm not going to show off. It's not interesting. Literally the only thing the end has is a sort of defunct... No, it's not a defunct mob farm. It's actually how I get most of my ender pearls. It's just a mob farm that kills regular end mobs, and then my iridium setup for making me tons of iridium, or getting me tons of iridium. That's literally it in the end. Skyler. Skittle. Oh. This is my bewitchment area. So I made this huge tree, which sort of breaks itself because block updates, yay. But I made this huge area for bewitchments. I haven't yet gotten to really passively automating bewitchment, other than the witch's oven, and also cold iron. I have 128 cold iron at all times, or 120, whatever. Either way, yeah, this is my bewitchment area. Pretty fun. This is where I store things. Tallow, ritualistic salt. Right. Okay. I should show something, because I'm technically cheating in this mod pack, kind of. So there's been a few discussions on the Divine Journey 2 Discord server over the fact that the Witch's Cauldron is a pain in the ass to automate. Okay. So the way the Witch's Cauldron works is it only works if you have a sufficient amount of altar power. If you don't have enough altar power, the Witch's Cauldron will not work and will break. The issue with that is that the Witch's Cauldrons is that with low enough TPS, the Witch's Cauldron will just break kind of because it wants to. It just won't be able to read it. You gotta use integrated dynamics to read it. It's a big pain, and unlike something like unlike other things that take integrated dynamics, like 10-10-10 seeds or crystal clusters, these things are way more prone to breaking. They're not fun to work with at all. So, I a while ago made the Coven's Cauldron. If you're in the Discord server, you probably already know about this. A lot of people use this add-on. Coven's Cauldron, it is a multi-block that does Witch's Cauldron recipes with just input water. It's pretty simple, it's pretty easy, and that's what I'm using in this pack. I'm using the Coven's Cauldron. So that's why I'm using to automate tallow and ritualistic salt. It's my, I guess it's my save, so I can do what I want, but yeah, I should just tell you that I'm technically cheating in this pack from using these two. But no one really cares, since everyone agrees that they suck. That the Witch's Cauldron sucks. And in fact, there were already plans to make a multi-block for the Witch's Cauldron. They're just waiting to use multi-block instead of modular machinery, since modular machinery is going to be deprecated soon. So yeah. And I haven't gone yet to automating the distilleries, but I'm kind of preparing myself for it. I already have set up for 3 of them, which is Oil of Vitriol, Swirl of the Depths, and Fiery Unguent. Speaking of which, I should see how much coquina I have, since... Yeah, I need to manually collect coquina. I literally have no... coquina is such a pain in the ass to get. I can only automate it once I get to the laser focus. Whatever, we'll get it. Don't worry. But yeah, that's basically all there is for Butchment. Just a few things. My cold iron automation. This huge tree. Bunch of altar power. It's fun. I like it here. I like that one. Then, the latest and the last, but certainly not least area, is my Astral Sorcery era in Mordor. So, 2Asgard. I love 2Asgard, by the way. He's one of my favorite Minecraft YouTubers. 2Asgard had this thing in his Enigmatica series where he wanted to do Astral Sorcery Underground. So I decided to follow up on those footsteps and do Astral Sorcery Underground in this giant crevice. Yes, I had to use creative mode to break this bedrock. I don't really give a damn. It's fine. So yeah, I decided to do, hey, what if I did Astral Sorcery Underground as well, in Mordor? And oh boy, it has worked. I love this area. It works totally good. I can get rid of this thing now. Yeah. I was wondering when I could. So yeah. This Astral Sorcery area, it works perfectly. So I have my Iridescent Altar here. It's being filled in by a Collector Crystal as well. This one is a max stat Celestial Collector Crystal as well. This one took me a while to get, but without the Celestial Collector Crystal, it only gets to like here. So just for reference, so it's like here, and then it's here in the daytime with a max stat Celestial Collector Crystal. These things are just insane, I guess. They're crazy. There's like genuinely wild. I'm honestly still amazed at how like powerful these things are. And then I have this. It's a max stats rock crystal. This one I kind of use for making star metal. Later I'm gonna put in the Aether and have it make star metal there. Once I start automating Ludicrate. Over here is my Starlight Infuser. It's in a bit of a temporary setup, but it does do its job, I guess. It's for the infuser. Works perfectly fine. Yeah, nothing too interesting about it. And over here is my attunement altar. But there's another thing, and that is over here, which is my light well area. Light wells, I have 16 light wells. You don't need 16 light wells. I just crazy like that. She's so crazy. Love her. It's for getting starlight. I have about 1,000 buckets of starlight, which is awesome. Then over here, I have my crystal automation area. Oh boy. So later in this pack, you need celestial crystal cores. These things are pretty expensive, and until we get neutronium nuggets, we gotta do it this way. So for each celestial crystal core, I need 4 crystal cores, which take. Okay, technically they don't take a max stats rock. They don't take a max stats rock crystal. It has to have bigger than 300 size and a purity over 75%. But in effect, that means I need a max stats rock crystal. For one thing, I want max stats rock crystals because they can be pretty handy for making other things, like that aforementioned collector crystal, which I'm going to use for star metal since it's faster. Uh, but also, it's just easier, I guess, to do something that automates it to 100%. So, yeah. So that's why I have these two setups. And for each Celestial Crystal Core, it takes 4 max stats Rock Crystals, and then 1 max stats Celestial Crystal. So yeah, it's kind of annoying, but honestly, with this setup already, I have so many max stats. Well, I don't have max stats. I have 1 max stat Celestial Crystal, uh, and no max stats Rock Crystals. But cutting, I don't care about. Cutting, I can do it when I have to do it. And right now, I don't have to do it. But yeah, max stats crystals. No, not a huge deal. Right now, now that I have this set up, it's pretty much perfect. I will let this kind of get a few more, but I can probably stop it making more Celestial Crystals pretty soon here. I can probably stop this making Rock Crystals a little while longer, but pretty similar. It's not going to be too much longer. Yeah. And that is my actual sorcery area. It looks really cool. I like it a lot. And it helped me get through the pack. So now we're going to just look at a few other things. And we're going to end it off. So yeah, that is the entire base. Huge base I got. It's lovely. I love it. And on the to-do list, while I did my ore processing overhaul, I'm working on bewitchment automation. I gotta expand on a big reactor. I gotta get another Nether Star farm. I gotta get a passive rainbow gen, and I gotta start seeds. The next mod I'm really going towards is gonna be Galacticraft. Okay, so chapter 15 is kind of an infrastructure check. That's the best way I've heard it put as. There's a bunch of really expensive recipes, and they take a wide variety of different components, so it kind of makes sure that you can keep up. If you have trouble, oh, it's Christmas time. Hi, Chatham Islands. Okay, if you can't keep up with chapter 15, you're gonna struggle with the rest of the pack. I passed chapter 15 with ease, and the automation that I did made sure that I can keep up. Chapter 24. Hold on, I am lagging out bad. There we go. Are we good? Yeah, we are. Chapter 24 is the second infrastructure check. Galacticraft is another bunch of really expensive recipes. For example, these electric compressors these compressors are really expensive, and I need a few of them for each. But they also take wafers. So these circuit fabricators are pretty expensive as well. And they take rainbow tablets and different runes for each of the wafers that they have to make. Yeah, you get a few wafers from each, but it's still really expensive. It's super expensive, and the rainbow tablet only amplifies that even more. So yeah, I'm gonna need to get rainbow tablets. I need to automate rainbow tablets, which is gonna be crazy since these rainbow tablets are pretty expensive. But I'm gonna need to automate them just so I can get to the compressors. And then once I get the compressors, that's not even the half of it. I gotta get these compressed coppers, these compressed irons, and these are expensive. Compressed irons take, what is this gonna be? It's gonna be, it's a lot of stuff. These compressors are slow, and also they slow and just the compressor is slow, and then I need it for a lot of things. You need a lot of it for heavy material plates. There's a lot of stuff, and it's super expensive. That's the main thing to get done. Liquid crafters are huge multi-blocks, and yeah, they're tough to make. They are tough. It takes fortified glass and reinforced machine casings. It's ridiculous. reinforced machine casings each take 4 heavy-duty plates. Each heavy-duty plate takes compressed aluminum, compressed steel, compressed bronze, and then compressed iron as well with it. It's expensive. Galacticraft is really, really expensive. And it's the next one that I'm turning towards. So I need to kind of prepare myself. I need to prepare myself for Galacticraft. It is the second infrastructure check. And that's why I'm going to veer into Seeds. Seeds will allow me to massively boost up production, especially 10, 10, 10, 10. Especially max Seeds, 10, 10, 10s. But yeah, Galacticraft is going to take a while to get through, and it's really, really, really expensive. I can't stress this enough. It is a super expensive section. But it is the chapter just before Endgame, so it makes perfect sense. But, we can get a start with just getting one black iron frame, which is not expensive at all. We can make ourselves a galactic machine frame. The first of what is to be many. And thus, and this section, oh, man, I was being all dramatic and shit, and then it just didn't work. Because apparently it wants me to get 4 tough galactic ratings. Whatever. Yeah. Whatever. Oh, there we go. Oh, I can at least do this one. This one also won't take too much longer. Actually, wait, do we even have clearance stuff? Yes, I do. Yeah. So we can finally get a start into chapter 24. I can even make this thing if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Circuit fabricators, whatever. I'm not gonna actually get a start onto chapter 24. I'm gonna make sure I finish off this list before I can really even do that. But yeah, that's the truth. I'm starting into Galacticraft, and then we're gonna get into Draconic, and then Alchemistry, and then my own Dimension Builders, Project E, and we'll be done. We are approaching and encroaching onto end game, baby. We have, for all this stuff, we are over 75% of the way done with all of the, well, except for these two, all the achievements in the pack. Which is amazing to think about. I am so, so happy. So let's take a look at all the stats that I have. Oh, for one thing, I want to show off this funny statistic. My damage taking underflowed. I like that. That's pretty funny. My damage taken just underflowed. No, as does. But ignoring that, time played, about 500 hours on this pack. Put 500 hours into this pack over the course of about 2 years. Yeah, it's been a while. But I've had so much fun with this pack. I have not died in a while. It just happens when you're too OP to die. Yeah, I've had so much fun with this pack. This pack is genuinely one of my favorites of all time. After all, it is probably going to be one of the first packs I complete. And I am going to be, like, I love this pack, but I'm also going to be so happy to see it done. It means a lot to me. Means a lot to me, this pack. Like, I know I post about it occasionally on Twitter, and I'm like, this is my pack that I play. This is the pack that I love playing. But I genuinely love this pack so much. It's such a good pack. It's so well designed, and I am like excited, super excited to just do more with this pack. Each time I think about like playing this pack and getting further and further and further into endgame, nearing the ultimate goal, finding the meaning of life, I get excited. I get really excited. I love this pack so much, and I loved putting all of this, like, all this effort. These 500 hours have been well spent. I don't regret this. It has been a long effort, but it has been so worth it. But that, I think, is just about everything. There's not really a lot else to show. Oh, there is one more thing to show. I have more molecular assemblers. Yay! That's it. That is everything that there is to show now. All of my automation, all of my like rooms, every single thing that ends up building this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. It's good. It's good. I do plan on completing every chapter in this pack as well. It's not going to be much harder than just completing the pack. I'm already done with most of the chapters. In fact, the thing blocking me off on most of these chapters, like Chapter 6, Chapter 11, is just the fact that I don't have Draconic. This one I'm just lazy on, because fuck that recipe. That's insane. That is 36 64Ks. Let's take a look at what that recipe would look like. Like, 36 64K components. That's stupid. That's a stupid amount of conductive iron, frankly. I'd have to craft more. It's awful. Hate it. So I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to do that later, though, for sure. This one. Okay. I also want to complain about this recipe. The portals from Ender Utilities, like, Ender Utilities is a great mod. These portals can't be that good because they take... For this recipe, it takes 9 impetus cells. There is no way in hell that it's so good that you could get... Actually, I have a lot. Okay. I guess 9 impetus cells aren't actually that bad. I've always just complained about it because impetus cells are a pain in the ass to make. But honestly, it's not that bad. Once I start getting otherworldly tears automated, yeah, it'll be fine. Whatever. Okay, maybe I'm being too overdramatic. Whatever. Yeah. Anyway, that recipe sucks. I always hated that one. This one, yeah, we'll get to it soon. We'll get to all these things soon. They're not too expensive. And yeah, we'll mirror out through a bunch of these chapters eventually. And I'm almost done with chapter 23. Unwarpification token, angel ring, vibrant chunk loader, and this one. Yeah, I'm nearly done with all the chapters that I've actually been going through. And it's just gonna get easier and easier and easier to complete these chapters. Well, not easier, but these chapters are just gonna get more complete, is the better way to put it. Yeah, I got a lot of things to do in this pack, but for progress gained throughout 2023, it's not bad. It was all good, and I've had a lot of fun with this pack. So, if anyone has watched, thank you. This has been a really fun tour. I'm really glad to show this pack off to y'all. And have a nice new year. I'll see you all in 2024. Ciao.